But yeah, so you heard it here. Buffalo is going to be in the Final Four.
I mean, it can happen in baseball. We had that shit fest, 4 years ago now? It was the Mets, Cubs, Royals, and Blue Jays. Whoever the hell thought those 4 teams would be making up the last 4 teams of the season? I mean, come on.
I don't know.
You'll never see that shit in the NFL. Not as long as Tom Brady's playing.
Someone in the Not a Clue league named their team Suck My Duke.
Nice.
March Madness, April Sadness. I like that one. I Still Hate Leitner. That's cheesy.
April is kind of sad. I mean, all you really have after that is NASCAR and baseball.
I mean, you don't even want to talk about NASCAR. Don't talk about NASCAR.
I just mentioned I wasn't talking about it.
Let's see. Do we have any good news? Okay, so...
Kyle Busch was your Sunday winner, by the way.
Oh. The best team name in our league is whoever R. Casper 14 is. Probably Tony's brother. Degenerate Gambler is his name.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is from... drawing a blank. That old school Italian movie, whoever one it was. Degenerate freaking Gambler.
Or maybe he's literally just a degenerate gambler. We don't know. Anyways.
Might have been Casino.
Might have been Casino. Casino is like everything. That or Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Alright, so we all have fucking Kentucky or Duke winning the championship. I'm sure
if you're a douchebag.
I'm sure pretty much everyone has Kentucky or Duke winning the championship. Fairleigh Dickinson with 1:29 to go.
I'm sorry, that was Cleveland.
What?
Perfect place if you're a douchebag.
No, Cleveland's fucking awesome now. No LeBron, got OBJ, you got Baker Mayfield. Cleveland's the place to be. Anyways, so let's move on because the tournament, we've laid out our bracket. I have questions about which is more likely to happen in our... I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now.
A little tongue-tied?
Yeah, a little bit tongue-tied. So, which is more likely to happen? And this one is one that I'm intrigued about. Which is more likely, Virginia wins the NCAA tournament and the championship, or they get upset in the first round by a 16 seed for the second year in a row?
F. Dickinson is quite the name.
Fairleigh Dickinson is quite the name.
Which is more likely? I don't really think Virginia has a shot at the championship. So, but it's literally never happened. So I gotta go with they have the better shot at the championship than getting upset.
It has happened.
A 16 over a 1?
Yeah, last year UMBC beat Virginia.
Oh Jesus!
Virginia was the one team that lost as a 1.
That's right. You actually said that before.
Yeah.
My mind has erased it because it shouldn't have happened. It was, it partially destroyed the timeline. So
Virginia got fucked up. UMBC fucked them up.
Well, then I'm gonna have to flip flop completely on what I just said and say Virginia losing again to a 16 seed.
All right.
It's gonna go on their heads.
Are we all rooting for Gardner Webb?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Let's make that our show stand.
What?
Our pick right there.
Or Gardner Webb?
Gardner Webb.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win, but I think it is more likely
show stand.
That Virginia loses to Gardner Webb than I think that Virginia wins the championship. Is that the same for you? You think it's more likely that they lose to Gardner Webb than win everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guys, this is going just a little bit too smoothly because we are only like 45 minutes in and we're just fucking blowing through everything.
I guess we'll just have to find more stuff to talk about.
We will.
Plenty to talk about.
There sure is. Second question. Which is more likely to happen? All 4 1 seeds make the Final Four, or none of the ones make the Final Four?
I gotta say none.
Yeah, I don't think Virginia's going to get there. I think Virginia's going to fuck that up. Mm-hmm. I think you're right. I think it's more likely.
I don't think either scenario is going to happen, so I'll just say all.
You have to pick one. Which is more likely?
None of the ones.
I'll say all.
All right.
Oh, I thought you meant all options. You meant all of the 1 seeds. Never mind.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I can totally see, Gonzaga getting upset. I can see Duke thinking that they're, untouchable, and then a team like UCF just comes out of nowhere and pops them. Mm-hmm. I can see Virginia getting beat by Gardner-Webb, obviously, because we have fucking seen Virginia lose to some shitty-ass teams in the past. And then I can see North Carolina. I don't have North Carolina in my Final Four. So, I mean, I'd say it's more likely that none of the 1 seeds make the Final Four than all 4 of them do. All right. Now, which is more likely that all 4 5 seeds win their 5 versus 12 matchup, or that multiple 12 seeds beat a 5? Because 12 over 5 is that upset that every year you're like, what's going to happen? Which 12 is it going to be? Who's the 5 that's going down?
2 of them, so I'm going with multiple.
Yeah, I think so too. I have multiple 12s over 5s. I have, let's see. Well, right off the bat, I've got Liberty over. Hold on a second.
I'll say multiple as well.
There's a little bit of I was looking in the wrong spot. Yeah, 12 over 5. I've got Liberty over Mississippi State. I've got Murray State over Marquette. I've got... Well, you've got Oregon beating Wisconsin. And...
Yep.
Yeah. So, I think multiple. I think you could legitimately see all 4 12 seeds beat all of the 5 seeds. No. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
No.
There's not one team other than Duke that I feel confident could win it. So.
No.
And that leads us to our last question. Which is more likely? Duke wins all of their games by double digits, or Duke gets upset in the first or second round?
Double digits?
You think double digits?
Yeah.
Me too. I think Duke is going to...
Yeah.
I think Duke is going to win every game by double digits.
I mean, you would hope so.
I think the closest you're going to see will be like a 13-point game over Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's going to be double digits as well.
Blow them out of the water.
Yeah. So, now I want to talk about the implications, because that's all I've got for the...
Bracketology.
Well, for the which is more likely to happen. I want to talk about the implications of March Madness on the pro game. Obviously, Dan O'Shea, us being Knicks fans, we are interested in watching Duke, because obviously, if we get one of the first 4 picks, we're going to have our pick of Morant, Zion, Barrett, or what's the other dude's name? Reddish from Duke. So
they're going to ruin one of their futures?
No, listen, their future's bright, man. They're going to get paid a shit ton of money to lose. Just remember that.
Wish I could.
Yeah, just remember, they're going to get paid a shit ton of money to lose. And it has gone final. Fairleigh Dickinson pulls it out, wins, defeating Prairie View A&M by 6 points. That means that they have the unfortunate experience of playing Gonzaga on Thursday night. All right. So, Dan, what as a Knicks fan are you watching the closest in this tournament? Because there's so many such high quality players that
I'm watching Duke as much as I can because I'm just putting it into the universe that we're getting the number 1 overall pick. Knowing the Knicks' luck, we certainly could get even with being the bottom seed because they changed the rules. We certainly could still get the 5th pick, which would suck because I think really after the top maybe 3, the drop off in talent is pronounced.
Well, I think the top 5, because I think Morant from Murray State is right up there in terms of talent level and athleticism with the Duke guys. And I think if the Knicks end up having to take him, I think he would be a very good player. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I love the tournament because you can watch and see if guys pass the eye test with a lot stiffer competition.
There's some stiff competition from Fairleigh Dickinson right now.
Very stiff.
Very stiff. Not fairly, just very stiff.
They're right.
Yeah, they're changing their name now that they're in the tournament. Yeah. Very Dickinson.
Very Dickinson. Yep.
So that's what I'm excited to see because now the lights are on you. Like this is their first. This is not everyone's first, but a lot of these guys' first time feeling what it's like to be in like an NBA game, a playoff game, especially once it gets down to like the Elite Eight and the Final Four. The level of competition is going to be extremely difficult. The crowds are going to be heavy into it. There's going to be a ton of coverage. They're going to be getting mobbed by press and stuff. So it's not only their physical talent, but it's also their mental prowess to handle all of that and then still maintain their drive and their high basketball IQ that so many of these guys have already.
Yeah, and you mentioned it'll be their first time and then said, not for all of them. For all the important ones, yeah, because Cam, right. RJ, and Zion are all freshmen.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're all not going to be with Duke next year.
100%, one and done. I really am looking forward to the NBA getting rid of that one and done rule.
Yeah, I strongly agree. I feel like things need to change in college basketball, but I feel like they need to, emphasize getting the degree for these kids, because what's going to happen if Zion gets hurt year 1, his career's done, what's he going to fall back on? He's a washed up, 20-year-old,
Right.
So I feel like they should push getting a degree on these players, especially, because you see guys like, to bring them up again, Joe Cremo and Dave Nichols from UAlbany. The reason they transferred is because, they graduated. They got their degrees. They're going to do the grad transfer thing, play immediately. Cremo goes to Nova, Nichols goes to Florida State. So it's not like it's impossible. People always say that you should drop the word student from student athlete. And maybe for some of them, yeah, it doesn't make sense for them to be in college. But when you look at these smaller conferences, like the America East, like the MAC, like the MEAC, they push education more than they push sports. And some of these conferences have very successful teams coming out of them. Vermont is a team of all seniors. I believe all 5 starters on that team are seniors. And here they are. They're going to go and they're going to fuck up